coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts. Shout out to everybody out there on Team Banky Pound, man. I appreciate the love. Bam, 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 boom, boom. Oh, whoa. Appreciate the support. 33, man. 33 years of prison stories. We rolling. Shout out to everybody who been joining me on the Coffee Keith mornings, man. You know, drinking that coffee, you know, talking a little bit, you know, seeing how people day is, you know, hopefully it's giving everybody some good vibes, man, good positive energy to start their day. If you ain't tapped in, tap in, man. Tap in, you know. We still on the road to 100K, man. We still pushing to get to 80K first. So, you know, I think ahead, man. I think we're going to get to 80K, but I want to go to 100. I want to get there, man, by October, by my birthday, man. So TBP, stand up. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's get it, you know. Wow, man. Today, I thought about this because we've been talking about playing chess so much, man. You know, I got so many different stories in my head that I want to, you know, get out right now, man. And as I was getting ready to start this video, I was going to talk about something else, but something came up in my mind about chess, which brought this back to my mind. So I wanted to go ahead and get this out of my head first. But man, this is a crazy story, man. I remember this real vivid, man. I remember meeting this dude, man. He was I had met him on face to face. I had met him on Greensville, and the reason why I had met him because he was real smart, man. You know, as y'all know in there, you know, some people call me the ice monster, you know, trying to get ice all the time, man. But I used to get ice for a reason, not a season. Yeah, for the season, but a reason. Because it be hot, man. It be stifling in there. And I used to work out a lot, so I needed a lot of, you know, cold water to drink, man. I was drinking cold sodas, ginger ales, you know, like they were water. And, you know, I used to, you know, buy food from the kitchen. So I used to have to try to keep my food cold and keep my drinks cold. So, you know, I remember I ran into this dude, man, because he was so smart, man. I mean, you know, intellectually. And he was making coolers. And he was selling them, right? And I'm telling you, this is no lie. This dude used to take cardboard boxes and tape and plastic and however he did it. You know, he would make these little small coolers that would hold at least a six-pack of soda. It was big enough to hold like a 6-pack of sodas and probably like three, 4 other sodas to get in there. But he would make these things, man, and they would be so airtight and so compact and so well built. I'm talking about you could stand on the little box and it wouldn't collapse. And he was just doing this out of pure cardboard and, you know, the little material that I told y'all. Besides that, you could put ice in it at 7 o'clock in the morning and you would have ice in there at 7 o'clock the next morning. So his coolers was probably better than the coolers that they got out of here. And once the word got out that he was making them Jones, he was selling them like, you know, like hotcakes, man, you know. And I wanted to get one. He only slept a couple of cells down from me. He was real quiet though, and he didn't come out that much. He didn't really talk that much. And then he used to come out. When he did come out, sometimes he used to sit around and watch the chess games. A lot of dudes play chess in there, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know that's my thing. I was playing chess. So when I was doing other things, at this time I think I was into the old larceny, you know, the gambling and doing all that. That take precedent over playing some chess. You know what I'm saying? At the time when you know, chasing money and you got that, you know, got that gambling bug. And I'm store boxing and all this flammery, right? So I could remember dudes kept saying how good he was in chess, and you know, ain't nobody in the block beat him, you know. So there's a couple of other dudes in there that's supposed to be good too. So, you know, when I did have some free time and the gambling wasn't going, I had, you know, dudes have been talking trash to me about playing chess. So I jumped in there and, you know, I knocked off the top guys that was in the block. You know what I'm saying? True story. So dudes kept telling me, play Philip. I bet you won't play Philip. Philip can play, but I don't want to play. He's soft spoken and quiet, right? So I'm like, come on, let's play. He was like, nah, he was nervous, because he was like, he was a real timid dude. You know what I'm saying? That's why he ain't come out that much, and he ain't like to play because he see how aggressive dudes get when they playing chess. Dudes be aggressive, talking trash. Dudes get attitude when they lose. Dudes done got to fight and all of that. That's a part of the penitentiary. Everything in there is gonna have some type of aggression to it. So that's the reason why he didn't really want to play. And he actually verbalized. He was like, I don't really like to play, out here and stuff like that, because dudes get mad. I ain't trying to argue. I don't want no problems with nobody, nothing like that. So I was assuring him like, man, you ain't got no problems out with me, man. I'm good, man, But he probably had been watching from afar and seen me playing other people and see how I interact with dudes, which, truth be told, I was aggressive, you know what I'm saying? So he probably was going on that perception. But I was chopping it up with him for a while. He was like, man, all right, man, maybe we'll play one day. We'll play one. I said, all right, yeah, man, we can play. Ain't no problem, man. You ain't got no problems out with me, man. We ain't even got to talk. We just play. I just want to see how good you are. So he was like, all right. So, boom. So, as time went on, I kept on seeing him. He kept standing around the chessboard and stuff, but he still won't try to play. I said, man, what you gonna do? You trying to play? I beat another dude. I said, come on, man, let's play. He was like, nah, I'm good. We'll play. So I'm like, boom. So then I remember this dude that was locked up with me for a while. I was like, man, what's up with dude, man? He said, man, he been locked up, you know what I'm saying, just as long as you, probably longer. I said, man, oh yeah? He said, yeah. He said, yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? Somebody told me he was on PC for a long time, you know what I'm saying? I said, where? He said on Mecklenburg, because at the time, Mecklenburg had a PC. They had a whole PC building, protective custody building. And they say he was in there for a long time, you know what I'm saying? But then, I say they had shut all that stuff down. So that's how he, ended up, on Greensville. He out in the population and stuff, but he laid low. He quiet, he in the cut, right? So I was like, I ain't never, seen him or nothing before, because when you own Mecklenburg, sometimes you can see the PC dudes depending on what building you was in. When they go out the record stuff, we all, in. We ain't out, but if you on the side where you out the window, you can see dudes or whatever, right? Or they going back and forth, getting transferred to medical, going here, going there. We locked in the fence or whatever. They escorted out. So I was like, man, I ain't, you know what I'm saying? They said, yeah, man. Then somebody was telling me, like, yeah, they say, he came in young and he was on Mecklenburg, and somebody took his manhood, you know what I'm saying? And he after that, he shut down, you know what I'm saying? He had to go psych ward, he had to get all these evaluations and stuff. And then when he come back, you know what I'm saying, he go into PC. But the dude was so quiet and so nerdy looking, and like a regular dude, like a regular white dude. He look harmless, right? So as I talked to another dude that had been locked up a while and been on the bird with me, he give me the whole rundown, right? He said, man, you know what I'm saying? He told me who it was, you know what I'm saying, that actually, and I'm saying Philip because I don't really want to say his real name, because his name ain't Philip. But I don't want to really say his real name, because this is a real story. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know what situation is, people, whatever the situation may be. But anyway, dude gave me the whole rundown. He told me, what's supposed to happen to him, who's supposed to have done it. And he said, yeah, man, he used to be in PC, because this dude was on the bird with me. He said, yeah, he was over there in PC for a long time. He wouldn't come out, He said, but I said, well, yeah. And I had heard about the situation, but I did not know that was him. So then they was like, man, do you know he locked up for, don't? I said, nah, what he locked up for? He said, man, dude was a serial killer. I said, man, get out of here. He said, man, dude had like 4 or 5 bodies, man. And he actually did this stuff like when he was like 16, 17. And he's supposed to have had, the way they found out, they supposed to have found like 2 bodies buried behind his house on his family's property. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, on his family, he had not only killed them, he had buried them, you know what I'm saying, on the property. You know what I'm saying? So, man, I'm looking at him and I'm like, man, that's crazy, because that just goes to show that you can't tell who's who just from looking at him. You know what I'm saying? And, like I say, he was so docile and you know what I'm saying? it's like it bewilders you, you know. And then you look at the dynamics when I try to tell people like prison is a different animal, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a different animal when you caged in, you know, and you ain't got no guns and you ain't got no, you know, you ain't got the things that you got out here in the real world. Like I say, all these dudes out here that's shooting and killing and scared of people and people scared of them and they get in prison and it ain't no telling what can happen to them. You know what I'm saying? This is a serial killer. You know what I'm saying? It ain't bothered the dudes that wanted to do what they wanted to do to him. You know what I'm saying? Now, whether they did it because they knew he did that, I don't know. But he was, you know, helpless. He was helpless in defending himself and stopping that from happening in prison, because in prison it's going to have to be physical. He was not physically capable of stopping somebody from doing that to him. Obviously, you see what I'm saying? But at the same time, when he was on the street, the people that he killed was not physically, you know, capable of stopping him from killing them. You know what I'm saying? How he did it or whatever. And I heard it was some brutal stuff. So I don't really want to get into all of that, because that's neither here nor there. Plus that's what's heard. But dudes are saying that this is official. This is really his story, right? So then, you know, like I say, when you get that type of information, every time I see him, man, you can't get that out your head. You know what I'm saying? You can't get it out your head. You know what I'm saying? That he actually, you know, committed some things like this. And then look at him and to see how he moved. When I tell y'all Meek, I mean, he ain't busting the grape, man. He ain't gonna raise his voice to nobody. You know, dudes was getting the coolers from him. They would pay him because they really wanted the coolers, but some dudes would short him on the money, wouldn't give him all that they owe him, and you know, the flammery, the skullduggery. He'd be like, oh, don't worry about it, don't worry about it. But he kept making them. You know what I'm saying? And I believe he got to the point where he didn't want to make them no more, because dudes won't pay him all the money. But then dudes would put so much pressure on him that he did make them, because he didn't want no static. You know what I'm saying? So dudes would be like, man, I need to make one of them Jones, man. And he be like, man, I got to do like 3 of them this week, so I don't know when I can get to it, man. I need one too, man. Come on, man, I got you, I'm going to pay you. And you know, everything in prison is on your word. Everything ain't cash and carry. Everything ain't, I give you the money right now and then you go do something. No, mostly everything in prison is, you know, because, you know, you going by the law of violence. If you don't pay me, it's going to be violence. So dudes going to take your word. Hey, man, make me this and I'm going to do this. You put in all that labor and do all this stuff to make the thing, and you take it to him and he ain't got the money. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, by principles, if I made it and you told me to make it and you going to pay me, and then you ran into some bad circumstances and now you can't get the money, you can't acquire the money, and you can't pay for it, you still owe me, because you owe me for my labor. You know what I'm saying? You owe me for my labor. So, but when you dealing with dudes that can't enforce that, they like under pressure. He couldn't enforce it. You know, dudes that got the coolers, man, and other dudes would even take up for him and be like, man, come on, man, you know you ain't gonna pay the man, pay the man, you know what I'm saying? Pay the man, you know, put that hustle in, man, woo, woo. And dudes might get on somebody else to make sure that they pay. You see what I'm saying? But he won't say nothing. He was gonna take it on the chin. That's how, you know, docile he was. You know, so anyway, man, like I say, he was smart though, man. He was really smart. I eventually talked him into playing chess. Now, you know, like I say, I gotta keep it real with you, you know, TVP. I gotta keep it real. Now, I don't want this to give nobody no ideas, and all these dudes has been challenging me in chess lately, thinking that I'm gonna easy or win or something. You're gonna be sadly mistaken. But I remember when I first played him, man, and when I first played him, we sat down and, you know what I'm saying, he said, like, man, we can play today. You know what I'm saying? There won't be a lot of people in the parties the weekend. A lot of dudes go outside, a lot of dudes go to visits, blah, blah, blah. So he said, if you in here, we can play. So we sat down and we played. And we played the first 5 games, and keep it 100, man. The first 5 games, man. Dude beat me 3. We playing the best out of 5. Dude beat me 3-1, man. 3-1. And I was I was livid. You know what I'm saying? I was livid. But chess be like that sometimes. If you first playing somebody, you going by what you know, and you don't really know their game. You don't even really know their thinking strategy. So I'm thinking I heard he good or whatever, but you heard a lot of people good. You play him, you figure you can figure him out. You know what I'm saying? I think he won the first two games, and then I won the game, and then he won the other game. So it was 3-1. The series was over. I wanted to play another series. He ain't want to play. So I ain't want to press him because I see he was already kind of like scary, right? But I definitely wanted to play again because I couldn't get up off of that loss. You know what I'm saying? I can't be having to walk around here thinking that he could beat me. You know, it's the ego thing. You know what I'm saying? But I do acknowledge that he had a good game. He had a strong game. He was a real good thinker. He ain't talk. We ain't do no talking during the chess. He sit there. He strategize. He move. He think before he move. Everything was in order, right? And like I say, he had a really really good game, man. So you know, I think once he seen after I played him and I didn't cause no problems, I didn't give him no static or nothing like that. Then he was good. He ain't had no problem. You know what I'm saying? With playing me again. But we didn't play again for probably like a couple of weeks. And when we did play, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if I ain't gonna lie though. I don't know if he was scared to beat me again or something. I don't know because his game wasn't the same. Whether I figured out his game or whether he lacked up some. You know what I'm saying? Because when he lost, you know what I'm saying? When he lost, I beat him 3-2. When he lost, he was like, you know what I'm saying? Good game. Put his little hand out there, give me a little dap or whatever. I was like, good game, man. You know what I'm saying? But, that's how he was, man. He didn't want to play nobody else. I think he ended up playing one other dude in there, but he'll come out and he'll watch the chess games. But he wouldn't participate because, like I say, he ain't want no static. He ain't want no smoke with nobody. You know what I'm saying? But I'm looking at a lot of these cats in my mind and I'm saying, man, they don't even know this dude's story, man. They just looking at him and think he's scary and he weak. And my philosophy is, this man that took a couple of lives, and no matter how docile he act, it's in him. So you never know what might make that man snap. Yeah, you never know, man. He could. If those things have occurred in his life, obviously he had some type of, something going on with him that would make him do the things that, they allegedly said he did or what he got convicted of doing. But I just always feel like if that's in somebody, it can come out. You know what I'm saying? But dudes will look at him. And you had dudes in there. They was already plotting on him because of the way he looked, the way he act, how, docile he act. That will bring on the wolves. The dudes that want to extort him because they see he get a little money. His people send him money. No matter what he did, his people were still sending him money. You know what I'm saying? Or what he was accused of doing. That is a different dynamic as well, too. Maybe I'll talk about one day. But you can have dudes in there that might be accused of that. And I always say accused because I just don't never indict nobody. I don't know if they did it or not, got convicted. People say, I don't know. Because as I say, I know, my OG, Van did 33 years for something I know for a fact that he did not do. So, I just take that in account. But in any event, you can have dudes in there like that, man. You can have black dudes and black dudes being there accused of these, crazy crimes, or especially like the crimes with taking advantage of a woman or doing something to a kid or something, and they will have literally no support from nobody. You know what I'm saying? Families, sisters, brothers, mothers, cousins, none of that. You know what I'm saying? Because of their crime. But if white guys, I've known white guys in there. I literally have known white guys in there that was locked up for killing their parents. Their parents. I know a little white dude. He was locked up for killing his mama and his daddy. And his grandmother and grandfather was the one that sent him all types of money. He was getting money, like real money, like he got a job every week. You know what I'm saying? And get visits and stuff and all of that. And that's how it was with him. So whether he was, actually, guilty of his crimes or not, his people was taking care of him real good. So when you see that these dudes is in there, these vultures, these predators in there, they and they starving, they want it, so they gonna go at them. And I used to see dudes going at him with a bunch of flammery, hey man, let me buy this or let me get something to eat. They asked the bar, that's just basically saying give it to me because they ain't gonna pay him back because they know he ain't gonna do nothing. Then you got the other dynamics of the way dudes looking at him like he's so soft and docile. These, the predator type dude, they looking at him to do something else, and I can remember this one in particular dude that just kept on going around, kept on talking to him, kept on asking him, do we need this? Kept on saying, man, dude, I ain't paying you for the coolers. Let me know. And he was like, nah, I don't care. No, I'm going to get that, man. I'm going to make sure you get paid. Wanted to, be around him and talk to him. But I know he was aiming for something else. You know what I'm saying? Because I know the cat. And I don't know how he cut into him or whether after what they had supposedly happened to him on Mecklenburg made him that way or whatever. But this dude ended up getting real close to him, ended up moving his celly out and moving in there with him. You know what I'm saying? And the way it looked from the outside, everybody said, you know, that's his people. You know what I'm saying? And he was with it. You know what I'm saying? Because he didn't check in, he didn't go to jail, he was with them. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it went. When I was in the block, that's how it was until I left the block. You know, but it transpired while I was in the block. Now, excuse me, when dudes wanted to, you know, get coolers or whatever made, then they had to pay him because he gonna say something. Now, when dudes used to come down there and say, man, let me get something to eat, they ain't do it no more because he gonna say something. You know what I'm saying? So from the outside, looking at it, you know, it looked like that's his people. You know what I'm saying? If you ask him, he would say it wasn't. That's his friend. But dudes that have been locked up a while and know his MO like me, I know that ain't the type of friends you usually have. You know what I'm saying? So it was crazy, man. But I just used to always look at dynamics like that in my mind, and I'm saying to myself, man, and whether accused or true or not, man, this dude is supposed to be or is labeled as a serial killer. But yet at the same time in penitentiary, he's looked at as a victim. You know what I'm saying? He's being taken advantage of in all different types of ways just to survive. You understand? Just to survive. You know what I'm saying? I'm quite sure a whole lot of things that he was into and a whole lot of things that was happening to him, if he could stop that from happening or if he did not have to participate by, you know, his own will, he wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get that from him. You know what I'm saying? Even though he talks, you know, soft and was real meek, I didn't get all of that, you know what I'm saying, of a vibe from him as if that's something that he would voluntarily participate in. I think whatever he was participating in, it was out of, you know, fear of getting hurt, fear of, you know, somebody putting the Bethlehem in him, fear of somebody taking his life. You know what I'm saying? Which is ironic if what he's accused of is actually true. To be afraid of losing your life when you are not afraid to take life. You know what I'm saying? So it just was a crazy dynamic. But I will say for a fact, he's definitely one of the smartest guys, like intellectually, that I've ran across. I mean, he was super smart. You can ask him anything. Dudes used to go ask him. Dudes used to be in debates in there about sports, and he locked up so long. I guess he done watched a lot of sports, read a lot of books. They asked him. I don't want to get in there. No, we asking you. You ain't gonna get in. Just give us the answer. He knew the answer. You know what I'm saying? Dudes ask about Trivial Pursuit questions or something in history or something, you know, he knew. I mean, he always knew. He knew the answer. He ain't got to go look it up. He knew off the top. But he might tell you off the top when y'all come to him and ask him, he might say, well, I don't want to get involved. I don't want to be beefing with nobody if you don't like my answer. They like, no, we just want the real answer. Just give us the real answer, man. Woo, woo. Boom, he'll pop it straight out. He knew it. You know what I'm saying? He knew it. You know, so he was real smart. And a lot of times when he did come out in the block, if he wasn't watching chess, if he did venture out in the block, he'd just go sit at the table and he'll be reading a book. Either he reading a novel or either he reading some type of book about history or he's reading something about philosophy. He's reading something about, you know, science. He just was smart, man. He just was a smart dude and just it happened to be in the penitentiary and caught up in this savage lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Trying to survive. Now, I heard he had a lot of time too and he wasn't going to get out. But we know how that go. You know, sometimes laws change. You know, you talking about decades, laws going to change. You know what I'm saying? A lot of laws changed. A lot of laws changed recently. They got a lot of people out of prison over the past 5 years that wasn't never supposed to get out by their sentence and, you know, stuff like that. And, you know, even the drug law changed. You had dudes that had life without parole for just drugs. That law changed, and a whole lot of dudes that was supposed to never get out to end up getting out. You know what I'm saying? Because they was getting life just for a non-violent. They considered drugs a non-violent offense. Now a lot of them dudes is getting out. So I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's just laws change. So when you go into prison and you have this type of sentence, you know, if the longer you stay, you know, and survive, the better chances it is there's possibility that you may one day do get out, regardless of what your sentence was or what they told you, right? But the main thing about that is just trying to survive. You know what I'm saying? Trying to survive all the treachery and the larceny and the skullduggery and the tomfoolery that goes on a day-to-day basis in prison. You know what I'm saying? It's a bunch of dudes that's crowded up, man, and everybody is trying to survive. Everybody is trying to eat. Everybody is trying to get the things that they need. Everybody is trying to get freedom. And that alone, man, just creates a hectic environment, man, to live in day to day, every day, man. And yeah, man, but old dude, man, I thought he was a cool dude, you know what I'm saying? As far as like he didn't bother nobody, he didn't come off as rude, he didn't come off as arrogant. Even as smart as he was, he never came off as arrogant. He never came off as a know-it-all, which a lot of dudes do in prison. A lot of dudes that do got some intellect, that do got some sharpness, they gonna let you know that they got some sharpness. He never came off like that, and he would never answer a question. Even if he knew the answer, he would never answer a question unless you asked him and gave him permission to answer. The dude said, man, it ain't gonna be no problem. Whatever you say is what you say. Now you do got dudes say, oh man, he don't know what he talking about. After he get the answer, he'll be like, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? But he wouldn't debate. He wouldn't argue. He wouldn't do any of that. You know what I'm saying? And he could be sitting around and watch dudes arguing about something and getting ready to fight, getting ready to hurt each other about a difference of opinion. And he know the answer, and he still would not say anything. He would not say nothing at all. He wouldn't even open his mouth. You know what I'm saying? Unless approached. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, a lot of different cats in prison, man. A lot of different dynamics, man. A lot of different stuff you might see and that you would never see nowhere else on earth, man. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, I guarantee y'all, if y'all look at that dude and if you ever have met him or been around him, and then for just a little while, and then find out, woo, down goes phrase. Man, the whole tripod fell down, man. What? Oh, y'all, hold on. Okay, this is a first. This is a first. The whole tripod fell on me. Yeah. It must mean time to wrap this up, man. That must mean time to wrap this up, man. Yeah, but I almost broke my concentration. Boom, boom. I thought, you know. Anyway, yeah, but you know, you would never get that from him, man. You would never know if somebody then they told you his charges, you'd be like, what? You know what I'm saying? What? You know, from our perspective of what we perceive a serial killer to be, nah, you know what I'm saying? You never know, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, man, that was just something that I wanted to just get off my chest because I thought about it, you know, because I thought about playing chess, and he popped up, man, in my thought process. But crazy story, man, but true story, you know what I'm saying? True story. So anyway, man, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. Y'all let me know, man. Talk to me, I talk back. We're on the road to 100K, man. Please be sure to check your status. Make sure you subscribe. You know, according to my demographics, man, 60% of the people watch this good, positive energy, and they don't hit that button. So do that for me if you get a chance. If you like the content, if you respect the content, please share these videos. Please talk to me in the comments, man. I talk back. Man, I'll see y'all in 24 hours. Y'all be safe, be smart, make good decisions, and I'll be back at you in a minute. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, duck them hooks. Y'all see how the camera try to break down on me, man? But hey, quick on the draw. Bam!
The banking special. Yeah, pure deliciousness. Pure deliciousness, man.
My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.